Hello, hello, hello.
What
Hey,
up? What
hey,
up? What up?
How are you guys doing today?
Good,
fantastic.
good, and good.
Good.
Mic check. I
One,
sound
two, one, two.
okay. Alrighty.
Uh,
How's
so,
everyone doing?
I'm good. A little tired. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. I'm good.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And what you
that looks
drinking,
nice.
Tim?
Um, some guava and some guava with a little fun added to it. Guava
Mm.
juice.
Okay, okay.
So wait. Did you finish the wine from last week?
What's it called? Panache. Panache. I don't know what it's called.
Something.
I know I'm saying it wrong. That's okay. I brought a little fun today as well. Usually
Okay.
I just have water, but I said, you know what? It's open discussion, and it's the last show for a little bit, last episode for a little while. So I said, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Why not? My little fun, little bit of fun, literally. But we'll sit.
So you
Oh,
guys couldn't have told me to bring something to drink because all I'm drinking is water.
I mean, you're home. You can always run and grab something. We know you're always stocked up, ready to go.
You know.
Mm-hmm. This is
Wow.
called, I don't want to butcher the name. My first time trying it. It's nothing
Okay.
too fancy. It's called it's either Gemma or Gemma di Luna. It's an Italian white wine. It's just a Moscato. It's not as
Okay.
sweet as I thought it was gonna be, but I like it. I like it. It's like a little sparkling white wine, so
Okay.
I'll enjoy.
Definitely. Let
I'll
me know how
enjoy.
that is when you're done drinking
Will do.
it.
Will do.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
All right.
wow.
So let's officially get started.
Mhm.
Hello and welcome to the last episode of Be Real for the summer. I mean, we may come back.
Why do you make
You
it
never
sound
know. We
like
might get locked
that?
down again.
Like,
We might get locked down again. You never know.
yeah, but we're doing it from home, so we're good. Unless you
True.
get
Very
locked out of your
true.
house.
Well, that won't happen. I live in Warrenville, so there's always one door that's unlocked.
Alrighty. I don't know if you should have said that. Now everybody knows.
Well, they're gonna have to go through a lot of houses to find out where I live. So, for our new viewers, on this show we talk about the arts, small businesses, current events, issues, but our favorite topic with the real Navy seems to be relationships. So that seems to be a thing. Throughout the show, we want to hear your opinions. If you have questions, comments, we just want to hear about it. Remember, the show is about you, about us. Let's get ready to be real. So on that note, what do we think about the new the what is it? Hashtag open for the summer?
I didn't I didn't catch the full announcement, or what do you call it? What do they call those things? Press conference, whatever you want to call it. I didn't catch the full thing, but I did see um what do you call that thing? Not bulletin. That little picture that's been floating around about what their plans are for
Mm-hmm.
reopening for the summer by July.
Yeah.
What did it say? Early July, or I'm
Early
guessing
July will
I'm
fully
guessing they're
open.
hoping for a Canada Day flex, I think that's sort of their aim, is to
Mm-hmm.
have things ready to go for Canada Day. Um
Oh,
I'm being optimistic, but yeah, I guess for me it'll just be a wait and see. But I'm being hopeful and I'm being optimistic.
mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens when the time comes. That
Yeah.
150 person gathering though sounded kind of nice, you know, especially for some fets. So there's hope. There's hope.
There is
But
hope. There
I'll
is hope.
take even like a 20-person get together outside, listening to some music, chilling. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens. Tim?
Yo.
So, what you think about that? You think it's gonna happen?
I'm gonna have the best. I'm gonna have the best summer I possibly could have,
Either way, right?
regardless. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's 5 people, I'm gonna have like the 4 dopest people over in my backyard. Just use the summer up. If it's wide open, then hey,
The more the
I would.
merrier.
I would. You know what? I'd love to go to like just like an old school packed Sunday service at church. I want to go to a dope fete. I want to do all the things that, if possible, I'll do everything, like everything. But if not, I'm gonna make the best of it. But like I'm thinking, like New York's gonna see me, after July. Toronto, Trinidad, like, yo, just this. Yo, I'm telling you, I'll be on my phone. I'll be on my phone in season 2. Like, yo, catch me. You know what I mean? Sorry, guys, I got to dip. My bad.
Oh, that's
I got to hop on the subway. I got to, eat this fresh coconut.
Hopping on his red eye.
I'm telling you.
On his way to the airport, doing Let's Be Real.
I'm saying, listen. But I'm going to make the most. I'm gonna make the most of whatever's available to us.
No, I like that. I love the energy. And
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? Because for real, COVID hasn't been bad for me. Like I can't. You know what I mean? Like I can't. I work in an industry that, like, even if I wasn't with the government, like IT service. They're doing their best. I'm sure their help desks were hiring. Like, I'm in an industry that, like, COVID was good for it, because you go to Memory Express. There's stuff you can't even find no more because it's all gone. You can't get motherboards. You can't get video cards. You can't. You know what I mean? Like, remember how it was even Long and McQuaid we were talking about earlier before that started. Like, Long and McQuaid. There's certain stuff you couldn't get. Like, I got a new machine. Hold on, I'll show y'all. I got a new machine.
Yeah, we were just talking about some machines we're trying to cop. Tell me more.
This thing had to bring this out of like Vancouver. Shout out to Corella. But yeah, they had to bring that out of Vancouver.
Nice.
Because things were just gone. So like, COVID hasn't necessarily been too bad, and I'm not saying that as a slight to anyone who was bad for. I'm just celebrating my reality like just chalked up with this whole situation. I never used to before. And yeah, that's true. But you survived. Thanks, buddy. Really glad that you're here. Thanks for coming out. Love you, man. Shout out to Nigel. It was Nigel's birthday. On Sunday. He turned 16.
Happy belated.
So yeah, shout out to Nigel.
Did you make plantain from?
Huh?
A whole plantain cake.
Yes, I was gonna give him plantain for his birthday. Here's a big old. Oh, you don't want it? I guess I'll take it. And Nigel didn't nearly die. You know what? And Nigel was good. Nigel was throwing parties during his quarantine. I know this.
If that's the man's truth, that is his truth, Tim. If he said he almost died.
Nah. When you know someone for 35 years, I get to make stuff up. I get to just be like, Nigel went to Washington, D.C. And he was one of those raiders at the Capitol.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
During his COVID pause.
Wow.
That's funny.
He'll still be my friend. He has to be.
Between all that.
He has to be. I get to say whatever. Because trust me, he does this to me and worse. Like, worse. Anyways.
Oh, my goodness. Sips on
Love you,
guava
man.
juice. Guava juice with a sprinkle of fun, as he
A little
said.
fun. But
A little fun.
Nilo said it was a small business nightmare, and I'm sure it still is to certain degrees. Like, you guys know, I was running my Airbnb. I had to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to shut that down. But
do you think you'd be starting that up anytime in
No.
the near future?
nah, I'm too used to my house now.
I was
I'm too
gonna
used to my
say, I
house.
mean, you know, you've been doing a lot of renos and
Oh yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So, but maybe one day.
Listen to this guy. Tim was the only guy to visit me at True Day One. 100%, man. This guy's like literally. Nigel Williams is one of my oldest friends. I love this guy. You know, that's a bro moment right there in front of all y'all. But it is for real.
Oh, all good.
You know,
We show love over here.
we headbutt for real too. Like, we headbutt for real. Like, there's times with just jokes, horrible jokes, and then it's like real. We do that too. But you know, you
And
always
that's how you know you're true brothers, right?
exactly.
Exactly.
Easy
Nigel's
there,
getting
Aisha.
all the love tonight.
Bromance. Anyhow.
Yeah. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of, since we got Nigel, we got Nilo on the weekend. Oh my gosh, how do you say it? Kiskaka. Somebody write the name for me to say it properly. The community garden that was started up over by the Marcus Garvey Center there. Yo, let me tell you, when I say making the best of COVID, let me tell you, there were, and most, like, people were wearing their masks and whatever, but we were out there and it was some hard work, but it was so good to be around so many Black folk.
Right.
Like, there were kids, there's folks they've known forever. But it's hard work, but it was really good. The fellowship was really dope. So shout out to Nilo, shout out to Nigel for making that happen in the community. And you know, I went there the next day to pick up some of the extra dirt for my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? There's people, and they're planting, and you know, people are planting their you know, vegetables. But then they got the little petunias or whatever they're called. It was just really dope. It was really, really dope. And I needed Kiskadee. There you go. Kiskadee Community Garden. Yo, I needed that. I really did. It was really dope. It was really dope.
That's
now,
awesome.
I'm sure I just hijacked everything, so I'm gonna just stop.
No, it's all good. I saw some pictures floating around from the setup and everything of the community garden, so I'll definitely have to go and check it out sometime. But big up to all you guys who went out and contributed to that. I think that's dope.
The thing is, you know what, man? Like, there's some folk in this community, man. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that we say in regards to the community. There was people that I'd never seen there before. There's people I met new people there. So it wasn't just like you know, this corner's doing their thing. Like, this is the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, even going back to Nigel, like, you know what I mean? When I talk to Nigel and he talks about just, you know, we grew up together. We grew up in the church, but it was just like outside of the church. Like, what do we do for our community, the Black community, the people that look like us? Mm-hmm. And so, just the availability of all the, you know, all the beds and everybody can kind of do their own thing, and the names of the sponsors and the people that made it happen. It was just like those things that you don't expect to see in Edmonton that are like right here, right in front of us. Like, you know, so it's just feel good moments.
Nilo said that they still have a few beds available down at the Kiskadee Community Garden, and Nigel said, "We got water now."
Nice.
How'd you guys get water? Like,
They're
you got the
like that, Tim. They're just
well, you know, okay, you know what? And I just remembered because I forgot. So right across the street, there's this really friendly guy that owns this auto body shop, and so he was talking to Darren Hall for a while, and I'm driving to go. I said hi. Then we ended up in this conversation, and he was telling me that he has one of those big. It was a long story, which I won't get into, but he says he has access to one of those big water things. So I don't know if it's that guy that made the water container happen or if they got it some other way. But since you're here, I forgot to tell you that he told me that he was going to be looking into getting his water container to. And this is a. He seems like a Eastern European kind of guy, and this guy's just looking at all this, and he's there trying to help. You know what I mean? And so
I'm a plumber.
Okay, okay.
So,
Sorry, Nige. Sorry. So I okay. All right, cool.
Man of many talents.
There's the answer.
Water now, so.
And a magician.
There we go. You figured it out.
But yeah. So anyhow, so as the guy that I don't know if it's as a donation though. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is as a donation, but it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that that he's there to help. So when you guys are there, not him. All right. Anyways, I told you it, so you guys can get a deal with your neighbor.
Seems like they figured it out, which is great. That's awesome.
Right, there we go. Anyways.
Sipped on guava juice with a little bit of fun.
You're really gonna just keep out? It's just like that was a private
that drink
conversation.
It's just the color. It's just the color that keeps like grabbing my attention.
Yeah. So here we go. Right there. This. I'm keeping it close.
We had some bomb guava juice.
And the fun is close too.
I haven't had guava juice in forever, and then I don't know,
maybe like a month and a half ago. It tastes like the islands.
Month and a half ago, my mom pulls up with some guava juice. I took a sip. I'm like, wow. Didn't know I needed that in my life. So I think that's why I'm gravitated towards your drink right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a fun fact.
Nostalgia.
Do you know guava has more vitamin C than oranges?
Does it?
Yeah.
Doesn't strawberries too? I could be wrong.
Strawberries too, kiwis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you know what I mean? Like they equated citrus to vitamin C and orange.
And everyone.
And that's why everything orange flavor you just assume has a lot of vitamin C.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Hope you guys are getting your vitamins, staying healthy. Do you guys take vitamins every day? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but do you take some sort of supplement or?
I do.
Vitamins?
I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, and then I stopped.
Okay.
I try to. Sometimes I don't. But if I'm not feeling well, or in that feeling like you're a little off, then I load up.
Guzzling some Buckley's. I mean.
Well, no, vitamin. I have a multivitamin, and then definitely some extra vitamin D. And then there's this calcium magnesium kind of combo thing that I take.
Aisha says she takes a multivitamin. Good to know that real Navy's out here taking their vitamins. I take those little packets. Not every day though. What are they called? Immunity or Immunity. I can't remember what the actual brand or name is, but I take those little packets. I love those things. Just throw it in some water and down I go. But there's different ones. Yeah, there's some of them that has vitamin C. There's some of them that has zinc, vitamin C, and a few other things to boost your immune system. So
it's funny. When my skin was really bad and I was just trying to figure it out myself. What I learned, almost every time there's any kind of departure from health, and it's a common one, eczema, asthma. Well, not necessarily asthma, but those two are tied. But a lot of them, the kind of road to health is usually the same. It's usually vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, vitamin C, potassium. That's almost always, they're yo, make sure those things are super high,
Right.
And I spoke to a guy at a health food store, and he was saying that because of the way that that fruits are, I don't want to say prepared or cultivated or whatever, they're not even ripe when they come off of the tree. They get them, boom, and then they bring them. You buy some bananas, they're green, and you have to wait for them to ripe. Instead of getting the ripening on the tree. I'm here that maybe Nilo can really You add some extras in there.
How do you like your bananas? Do you wait until they're like really ripe, or do you prefer when they're still a little
No green. No green. That's horrible. That's a horrible banana. I need I want to see a few brown spots, and then we're good to go. We're good to go.
I don't like when the brown spots are on. I'll throw it in a smoothie at that point, but like just
smoothies, real good brown spots.
To eat a banana though, I don't want no brown spot. It could just be yellow. I don't want the green either.
Yeah.
But I don't want when it starts getting to that mushy phase, and then you get the brown spots.
So when I was talking to that guy, a really interesting thing is he said that the soil isn't as nutrient rich as it used to be, right? Like you used to just grab a fruit and the fruit would be just, it would be loaded with whatever. But he said like just depending on where it's from and how it's grown, the soil itself doesn't have what it really needs. But it'll grow, but it's not as potent when it comes to nutrients as you would expect them to be before all of the speedy ways and forceful ways to produce for the masses.
I have another question here, and this is just more so from my genetic side, my scientific side. Do you guys care about GMOs, or do you not care about GMOs and that sort of thing? Or when you go shopping, especially for like produce and stuff like that, are you like, okay, I just want strictly organic, or does it really matter to you?
No.
This is going to sound funny.
For like decades. So why is it a big thing now?
Say what?
So it's been in our food for decades.
You guys know bananas used to have seeds in them?
Yes.
A banana is a genetically modified food.
Majority of our food
yes.
is modified.
It is, but a lot of people don't know that.
I'm glad you guys put it this way.
I'm actually so happy.
Broccoli
So happy.
Broccoli is not real.
So, it's real. Okay. So, hold on. So, one, for processed foods, I don't, and I consider bread a processed food. Like the flour, whatever that they use. I don't like processed foods with GMOs. Right? I know that sounds weird because it already is. I don't like those ones with GMOs because it's already bad. Right? It's like, you really needed to F this up too? Nah. So
you're saying that the GMOs are bad? The genetically modified food?
No. Because it depends. Like GMOs in my meat? No, I don't want that. Because I'm eating flesh of another animal, and then you're gonna mess up that too? No. I think my body knows what to do with animal flesh. I don't want it like GMO. Okay. So if it says it's grass fed,
but plants just like altering the DNA of a plant so that it can, let's say for instance, a tropical fruit, so that it can grow in a place like Edmonton with their climate, you're okay with that?
Ish. Because if you
modify the DNA of that plant so that it can grow, let's say in Alberta versus Mexico, there's nothing harmful in the
That's why I say ish.
Right. Okay,
that's why I say fair. Ish because
Aisha,
because remember
you're gonna have a bio lesson, Aisha.
Because plant biology is very simple. That's why they've been able to do this for so many years. Like plant biology is quite simple compared to like
yes and no. But I get
animal biology, human it's I would say that. Yeah, like I feel like if they make it so They can make it so mangoes don't need as much sun. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to grow a third arm. I'm not going to get mad mango disease. Do you know what I'm saying?
In Canada, though, like GMO foods are pretty regulated. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot.
That's another thing. Being in Canada,
there's a lot compared to the U.S. for certain things.
If
like,
something's
there's a
bad,
lot
it
of
might make.
processes that they have to go through before.
If something's bad, they might get one season of it. Because look at our supplement industry. Going back to the vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
If you get something that's really good, by the next year, it's over. It's already been, nope, that's banned.
Yeah.
Whereas in the States, it's running wild.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah. I did an ethics class, genetics ethics class in one of my senior years, and we talked about a lot of stuff like that. It was quite interesting. I loved it.
What was something that stuck out to you that was like, whoa?
Jeez. Like, whoa.
Because in the ethics of it, you're talking, it's like the ethics of chemistry or biology? Like it was,
it's like there's like a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot of different things, I guess you could say, that like caught my attention, because we talked about a lot of different things. Like we talked about GMOs, you know, like the big companies that deal with that.
mm-hmm.
We talked about ethics when it comes to you guys know 23andMe?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's something that was an interesting topic for me, just because, you know, some people, they hear about it, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go spit in a cup and send it off, but no one really thinks about the ethical values when it comes to like your kids and the type of information that you're getting, and now you know your DNA is now in this database and how it affects
like
kids and your generations, going on and on and on. Like let's say, for instance, you know, someone in your family gets arrested and your DNA is in the database, and it helps get someone you know arrested. I mean, you know, hey,
now
there's a lot of things people don't think about.
Now, I was going to do ancestry.com, and I read their privacy policy like all the way through, right? They swear
against you for insurance.
They say they swear up and down that they do not share the information that's given to you with any third parties for any reason. They swear up and down in their privacy policy. Did I still do it? No, I didn't. But my what? Darren's here? Yo, big up to Darren. Thanks for coming through, man.
Yes, Darren.
Now, I'm sorry. Going back. Now, like I said, they swear up and down. But just like, have you ever dealt with a company, you get an email, our privacy policy has changed. That's the thing that gets me. My cousin went and did it and got a lot of really good information. She's my first cousin. So I've been kind of leeching off her. Because if she finds a cousin, like, hey, that's my cousin too. That's why I haven't done it again as yet. But like, that's big stuff. Really big stuff.
It is. And the more people do those things, it's just like a huge web, right? Just the more connections that are being made. It is very interesting data. But again, you kind of have to sit down with yourself and ask, like, hey, are these certain movements I want to make?
Because there's another thing to this, right? And now so everyone knows about the Human Genome Project, right? Now, so I heard about the Human Genome Project back in 2004, and this was my same introduction to, and everyone's gonna either laugh at me or just be like, wow, because this was also my first introduction to Bitcoin, the actual cryptocurrency itself. Because what was happening back then is that, so human DNA, measured in bytes, is 215 petabytes. That's 215 million gigabytes. So now, I can go back to the Bitcoin story, but I'm not even getting into that actually. Now,
you can talk Bitcoin.
If you think about 215 million gigabytes is what 1 gram of DNA can hold. So right now there's scientists engineering DNA storage, like
Yes.
able to take. See, you'll know then. You'll right, like using DNA digital data storage, right? So when they're grabbing all this data, like you can't convince me that they're not going to now, like store the data as DNA digitally,
Yeah.
right? like you know what I mean? I'm still, as an IT guy, I'm still blown away by remote administration. Like the fact that I could log into to somebody else's computer and do things like that's still really cool to me. But like 215 petabytes, and like here's Tim in this strand of DNA and in this almost living computer. Okay. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
It is fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
It really is. But Tim, I'm going to go back to Bitcoin for a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I know little about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You know, that's kind of like the rage right now. So I've been trying to do my research here and there. Do you invest
Nope.
in Bitcoin? Do you
Okay.
own Bitcoin? And
I
you
do
don't
not.
have to put it out there if you don't want to.
That's fine. This is the whole story. So going back to the Human Genome Project, what they were doing is really ingenious. So they're getting all this data. And again, if 1 gram of DNA is 215 petabytes, now not one human is 1 gram, right? So
right.
A gram could be like hundreds of humans, right? But they had so much data to process. Like the Human Genome Project is the project that literally let the whole world know that everybody's mother all the way down the line was black. Everybody came from sub-Saharan Africa. This Human Genome Project literally just put that out there regardless of what anybody tried to say about it, because they took so much DNA in and then they processed it, but it was a project. It was like this funded, like publicly funded little project.
Geneticists got together.
Yeah, so what they did is, one of the ways they funded it was they offered Bitcoin if you would mine data. So they created a program that as soon as your screensaver turned on, it would use your processor to start processing the data of the DNA data that they were trying to break down into all the different levels and all the different chains, and they were doing all of that. And so what they were doing is, while you were using your computer for whatever time, like say if you went to bed and your screensaver turned on, it would be using your processor to process this information. Now, all that time you would, instead of them paying you because they couldn't afford to, you were mining Bitcoin.
Yep.
Right.
That's how they paid you. And back then, Bitcoin was nothing. It was worth nothing. Like there's the guy that does sound for my group has millions of dollars sitting in Bitcoin. And because guys are, when I was at work, guys were mining Bitcoin. Like the same guys that were telling me, Tim, I can't believe you haven't watched Star Wars yet. And they're mining Bitcoin on computers. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Didn't do it. Like, right? Yeah. You know, guys that launch their businesses that I know that did it up because they were mining Bitcoin because, let me help out this Human Genome Project. I'm like, like, yeah.
Bitcoin and all that plummet because of something Elon Musk did.
Now, there's a ton of cryptocurrency now. You know, so
yeah.
So
what was the popular one the other day?
I can't. Oh,
it starts with a D.
Remember.
Dogecoin, Dogecoin. I don't know.
Yeah, Dogecoin or something like that.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah,
that was a big one. hold on here. There was a comment there that Tanya had about the vaccine.
I can pull it up if you want.
Uh-oh.
Where is it? I was just trying to find something here. I found a very good little... It was like a little table. Like, it didn't get into too much depth, but it gave a good general comparison.
Oh, says there some of that science is what was used for the vaccine. Kiki, please confirm, but it was mapping to DNA, essentially a Xerox copy.
So, not AstraZeneca, Pfizer and Moderna, those two are mRNA vaccines. So those are the two new ones. AstraZeneca is, what do you call it? Like a vector vaccine. That's kind of like the old
school
method. Old school method. But basically, like the mRNA vaccines, they're just vaccines that have hold on, I want to find where is it? I found a really good little table that compares and it talks about the other ones. So basically, like the mRNA vaccines, what they do is send a message for the spike protein that's found on coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inside your body, so that if you do come in contact with it, your body already knows how to make that response, right?
Right.
Sorry, I'm like switching back between screens here. Whoops. And that's why there's a lot of people who are, I guess you could say, skeptical, because not a lot of people know about mRNA.
Right.
But it's literally just a messenger. But that's basically what the other vaccines do too. Like, they're all sending a message to your body, like, ding, 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 if this virus comes knocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, the medication I'm on for my eczema is a DNA. It's a recombinant DNA technology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's how they
I have it saved on my phone.
Or it's just called a biologic. It's instead of it's a injectable that attacks specific DNA receptors, or really turns them off.
Right.
Yeah. So people who have really bad eczema and likely also have asthma, and both should the eczema is almost eliminated, or is eliminated. The asthma is usually partially, or just the severity of it is reduced. So,
Okay. I'll just read a little blurb about the mRNA vaccines. So Pfizer and Moderna use a novel technology that has never been approved for widespread use before the pandemic. This technology uses messenger ribonucleic acid, so mRNA, which is a molecule that provides cells with genetic instructions for making proteins that are needed for numerous cellular functions in the body, including for energy and immune defense. In a lab, scientists developed synthetic mRNA that is able to instruct the body's cells to develop that same distinctive spike protein from the SARS coronavirus 2 that the viral vector-based vaccines also target. So again, the viral vector vaccine is AstraZeneca. That's the other type. After the piece of protein is made, the cell breaks down the genetic instructions and gets rid of them. Both Health Canada and the CDC stress that the mRNA never enters the central part of the cell where a person's DNA material is located, which means the vaccine does not affect or interact with DNA in any way. Like with the viral vector-based vaccines, the immune system identifies the foreign spike proteins produced by the cells and initiates an immune response by building antibodies against them. If the immune system faces the real SARS CoV-2 virus, it will be ready to fight it off. While there are similarities in how both mRNA and viral vector-based vaccines instruct cells to create the SARS CoV2 spike protein, mRNA vaccines differ in that they don't contain any live virus.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kiki.
No
So-
So
problem.
if you were gonna take one, which one would it be?
Is that the question directed to me?
Directly to you.
Directly to me. So I got vaccinated
Oh,
recently, actually. I got vaccinated last week. Yeah, it's been just a little over a week now.
wow.
So, and it's like, I guess I'm your guinea pig. No, I'm just kidding. But I got Pfizer. So even if I wanted AstraZeneca, I wouldn't be able to get it because of my age. So that one was out of the question, which is totally fine by me because
Any side effects?
that
Symptoms?
one has the rare side effects. That one and the Johnson & Johnson
The blood clot?
vaccine, and it hasn't been approved for my age. I think is it anyone who's born under 2004 can only get Pfizer, and anyone who's born like 2004 and later is allowed to get the Pfizer and Moderna. But I did see this week that I think they're saying Moderna, they've been doing some testing to see if they'd be able to give it to children between the ages of 12 and 17. So
I did see a little information on that.
yes, but I got the Pfizer shot, so it's out there now. You guys know, and no side effects. It was just sore the day after, but nothing crazy on my end. I haven't grown any extra limbs or anything like that.
No.
So
Yeah.
Anybody else has anybody else got the has anybody else got the vaccine?
Is it magnetic?
Like honestly, like that's why I called it. Stop. Like
Yeah.
stop. Like there's no
Kendra, I was gonna
like
ask you,
people
did you
like
tell-
people are taking TikTok like the news, okay? Like
It
the
is not
news.
magnetic. It is not magnetic. Nor is it Bluetooth. Nor is it Bluetooth. So I maybe I got one of the good batches. I'm just kidding. But no, it is not magnetic. My arm hasn't dropped off as yet.
Wait, have you
And,
tried though? Have you tried putting a magnet?
Oh my
I
god.
answered the question and said it wasn't magnetic, so you take that as you please.
That's such a Kiki response. I love it.
Yo, okay, hey, we gotta stop for just a second here.
Okay.
I gotta do a shout out to my girl Lorado. Hey, all the way in Medicine Hat. Welcome,
Whoop, whoop.
welcome. Glad you can join us.
I
That's,
like
that's-
yo,
that's-
Medicine Hat's a pretty town. Is it a
Is
city or
it?
town?
I'm trying to get out there.
Yo, Medicine Hat's pretty. I'll
I'm
never
trying to
forget
get
that.
out there.
Yo, they got like little nice bridges and like these really old houses. Medicine Hat's pretty. I had a fight
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Back in the boxing days. Back in the boxing days.
Okay.
Hey, I was down there on
You
our
went
feet,
all
so
the way-
I was just beating somebody up. Yeah, no.
You went all the way out to Medicine Hat
To fight.
to throw someone some blows. Dang,
Yeah, no, trust
okay.
me. No, I was driving. No one wanted me. No one wanted to do it, so I got to Medicine Hat.
Oh,
I was just like, I want to hear the story because who are
You
you?
No,
can
no,
only
no.
win in Medicine Hat, guys. You
Now
know,
the
just
bronze.
know.
Whoa!
That's why. That's why I
Lorado
took the
said,
cut, 'cause I-
"Stop lying. It's not pretty." So Tim, she doesn't agree that Medicine.
Okay,
Hat
listen.
is
This
pretty,
was
so-
like 15 years ago, so I don't know what Lorado did to it since from then to now. But I'm just saying, when I went there, I thought it was very pretty. From what I saw, we didn't go on a tour. We went down, got to the place where that was the bronze gloves.
I've seen her post some videos and stuff. It looks decent. I mean, I've never been out there, but
Me and Lorado are getting to a bad start. Like this ain't like I didn't appreciate that. So
So we're making a trip, is what I'm hearing.
whoa.
we're making a trip. But Lorado needs to come.
No,
and
she's
ASAP.
dissing it. So like honestly,
All right, we'll make a trip. Maybe we'll do a Let's Be Real live down there just to prove who's right.
That could be a whole little.
I'm saying this was ever ago.
Tim will be doing Let's Be Real in New York, so I mean, we could definitely.
Great.
Definitely
Justin,
do it.
the world opens up, and here I am in Medicine Hat. No, I said it was pretty, but I didn't say
First place I'm going is Medicine Hat, man. Once these restrictions are lifted, that's it. It's over. Medicine Hat, we coming.
In Calgary. I don't know what else is over there.
Lorado said she's coming down. She will talk to you, Tim. So, there you go.
Let me tell you, man. Like,
say less.
Listen, I'm all over this province. Like, I'm all over this province. And you start getting down, I don't know, highway. I don't remember what highway that is. There's some really cool parts of this province. But if this place, what'd you just say? What did I miss here?
What did you just say?
What?
What did you? Okay, let's back up a little bit. Repeat your sentence.
I said I'm all over this province. And when you go down, really? Oh. Like, honestly, like COVID is affecting y'all that much that I can't use a word. I can't use 2 words in a row.
In this day and age, you like I know what you mean because I know you. I know what you mean because I know you. You know what I mean? And with your job and, you know, your occupation, it takes you all over the province.
So what's so funny?
With that being said, for our viewers, a lot of our viewers may not know, like, that. Okay, Tim travels a lot for work all over the province. So you gotta bring a little context, okay?
Oh my God. Crying.
Just saying.
Listen, Greg, why would anyone go to Medicine Hat?
Oh my God.
Greg,
We're
be
all
nice.
going to go see Lorado.
Stop coming from my.
Yeah, I know. Look at Lorado here to see me.
No, there's one thing y'all need to know. One thing y'all need to know is that my girl can handle herself. Okay, so.
I see this.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming.
Yeah.
See, no, okay, fine. Look, no lie, there are some beautiful historic places in Medicine. You see? Listen, man.
I just said, but are there black folks in Medicine Hat? Well, Lorado's black. Her family's black.
There's one.
So
Greg,
hey,
in 2000 and
she's holding it down.
It was 2004, like ever ago. The bronze gloves were held in Medicine Hat. That was why I went to Medicine Hat. I don't believe is there RCMP in Medicine Hat? I don't think there is.
So what do they have? Just police?
Like just like Lethbridge. Lethbridge has their own police. There's some township areas that have their own police have their own police service. Not everyone uses the RCMP. Yeah. And then there's the PC government is actually PC. Whatever it's called now. UCP is actually pushing. I think they were pushing to have like just Alberta police. But anyways, that's not happening.
Interesting.
I was gonna say,
I'm sure Lorado will keep us posted.
See, I have a couple cousins that came from England, and they visited us up in Edmonton. It was the craziest thing because the British Army goes down and they train somewhere around Medicine Hat. So the only way my British cousins were coming here is because they had to go. They were in the army. They had to go because you know how it is. When you're in Edmonton, you always are going to see everybody. It's rare they come to check us.
That's
even worse than Medicine Hat, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, Lorado just said there's an army base right outside Medicine Hat. So.
That. But anyways, it was the Browns gloves were there that year. I'm pretty sure I've driven through there again, but I don't go there because I don't think they have RCMP.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I will make a trip out there one day, Lorado.
She said one day. You know when people say one day, what they mean?
What? I'm serious.
It's like one day is right before never. Yeah. Like that's one. You know what I mean? Like
Bro,
one day is right in between,
Don't say that.
in between probably and never.
Maybe for you.
Oh,
Danny, have we heard any one days from Tim? I'm trying to think back here.
No, I don't say one day.
Okay. This is documented. So from this point forward.
yep.
We shall see.
What do I not come through on? Please tell me. In regards to visiting cities.
Crickets! Hey, I mean, hey. Whatever.
Okay, cool.
We
All right,
ain't talking
moving
about
on.
the past.
Moving on.
We ain't talking about the past.
Moving on. I
Upwards
was
and
asking about
onwards.
the past, but that's fine.
Upwards and onwards, man. It's all good. Anyways, guys, don't forget that this is open discussion.
Oh yeah, they literally.
Anything that the
No,
Real Navy
no,
would like to talk
no.
about today,
This is.
put them on the comments.
Nah, y'all,
Hop on the link and
nah.
let's talk.
This
Let's
ain't open
vibe.
enough.
Let's have a good time. It's the last one.
This
last one
is
for
the
a little
other
bit.
patrons in Earl's, in the brew house. They are the other patrons while we sit in the booth and make a lot of noise. That's what's happening right now, and we're sorry. We did say it was supposed to be open discussion.
It is open discussion, and no one's come through. No one's hopped on the link. No one brought anything that they wanted for us to discuss. I mean, the comments are good. Comments are always good.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just poop on our
No, what is that? Yo, why are you trying to make me seem like I'm not here tonight? You're like,
no, I'm here like it's on us. I'm here like it's on us. It's on us. You're like, no, it's not. It's on them.
No.
Okay, yo, they didn't even come with nothing. We wanted to do this and we wanted to do that. We told them, and they didn't do nothing. Like, huh?
we have been having a nice flow of conversation, but
You're right.
I'm just reminding Real Navy that it is open discussion.
Yes.
So if there's anything that y'all can think of that you want us to discuss, don't be shy. Come on through.
Oh, Devin asked, "What's the link to the vocal?" It's the one right on top. It's right in the comments, right above your comment. Just click that.
And if you
I'm
have
pretty
an
sure.
Apple, it may not work, so you might have to use your laptop.
What kind of phone do you have, brother?
They figured it out the last time.
Oh.
Is Tanya still on here? How
Yeah,
did
because
you
she
do it
used
the
her
last time?
laptop.
Oh,
Here's another
I
question.
thought they figured it out on the phone, but I could be wrong.
Like, even if he doesn't want to go on video, he can still do audio with the video stopped.
Yeah.
So come on, brother.
Too funny.
Is there anything that you guys have seen this past week?
Ooh, I don't know. Like, have you guys seen? Okay, Danny, do you have one?
No, not really.
Okay, hold on. I got a quick question.
Come on,
Y'all know
Tanya.
what this is. Y'all know what this is, right?
Oh, bonnet? Oh, geez, yes.
Okay.
Yep,
I've
I
been
heard
seeing a
about
lot of discussions
Mhm.
about bonnets. Okay. And I think the latest one I saw was like there was a bunch of ladies at the airport in their bonnets, and people are saying you shouldn't be rocking your bonnet outside of your household. Thoughts? Real Navy, go.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Danny, would you rock your bonnet to the airport?
I rocked it to No Frills literally today.
Yeah. Does your hair looking nice?
I'm just like, I don't feel like doing my hair.
There you go.
My
Just-
boys,
you left your
my
bonnet
boys
on.
wear their do-rag out, so why can't I wear my bonnet?
And I was just about to say, I'm like, why is this a thing? I'm like,
Yeah.
why is this a thing? Like,
It's just, yeah.
to each their own. You want to rock your bonnet just like I want to rock my bucket hat. I'm at home. Or is someone like, why is Kiki rocking her bucket hat? She's sitting in her room. I mean, you know, but you get what I'm saying,
Okay,
right?
okay, hold on. How we really compare? Listen, let me start off by saying, I think the bonnets are cute. I don't have no problem with bonnets.
I think bonnets
think
are
they're cute.
too. Yeah.
Now,
I'm
Don't
like,
compare them to do-rags, please and thank you. Okay, moving on.
Tanya said, "Why are folks so concerned with what's on other people's head?"
wait,
Greg,
no,
if you want to leave your house in PJs, that's up to you. Here's the
Fair.
thing, though. Sometimes
Here's the
I'm
thing.
wearing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I want to go back to Tim's comment. Excuse? Why are we not comparing bonnets to do-rags?
The do-rag is on my head all nice and shit. Right?
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
do-rags too, so.
It's like a right? It's clean.
Tanya, I leave my house in my
the
one.
bonnet is like
I dare you to ask me anything.
I'm not saying anything because I thought if for what I've seen of women, like if she's wearing the bonnet out in public, there's probably a reason for her to wear the bonnet out in public. Do you know what I mean? And it's not my business. There's some people that got hairstyles that should be covered in a bonnet.
If it's not,
they're walking out the house.
For somebody else who does it, like that's not taking anything off of your life. You get what I'm saying? It's like, who cares?
Like, why'd you wear that shirt? Like, really? No, just leave people alone.
Tanya said it's to retain moisture. And I'm trying to think if I've rocked the bonnet
retain that moisture
out in public.
What?
I'm trying to think. Oh my god.
What?
Over that.
It's a bonnet.
I don't like the way you said that, Tim.
Hey, anyways, I've worn a bonnet in public, but I was wearing something over it, like a toque.
Oh, yeah.
I tucked my bonnet under my toque. Right
that must have looked a mess.
Hey, okay, guys, hold on. Another shout out real quick. Ania, aka that's my cousin. She's my first cousin. She says, "I like your hat, Kiki." Thanks, boo. Thank you. I was gonna swap to the bonnet, but what do you guys think of this bonnet? I think this bonnet.
That's a nice looking bonnet.
Okay.
Listen, my baby girl has a whole heap of bonnets.
Okay, Tim, hold on. Question then. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Let's say it's Wednesday night. You guys know I love Wings Night. I pray that we can get back to those beautiful days at some point.
You're doing it next week.
What if you guys were like, yo, Kiki, let's go to Brewster's or wherever? You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to rock my bucket hat today. I want to wear my bonnet to Brewster's. If I seriously pulled up with this on my head, right? And I pulled up to Brewster's looking like this, what would you guys think? Be honest. Be honest.
I might tease you because that's what I do. Like I might, just because it's what I do, right? I might be. I have no problem with it, but I'll still make a nonsense out of it. That's it. But I'll be like, yo, I don't think there's a problem with it at all. I don't think there's a problem with it at all.
I'm chilling, yamming some freaking wings with my bonnet on. Because here's the thing: a lot of people's, I guess you could say,
well, wait. What's the rest of your outfit? Are you, like, do people rock a bonnet and then like here's the thing, who's gonna rock? They're gonna have their dope fit and then bonnet. So if you're rocking a bonnet, guaranteed there's some like gravy stains on your sweater and bust up short. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, who's ever rocking it and then a bonnet?
My girl Lorado says, "Girl, I'm sending you home to take that off." I'm judging. And Tanya said, "You know who your friends are, Kiki."
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
You know what? Never mind.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was here in Edmonton and I was running to the mall, would I go in my bonnet? Probably not. Why is that? I have a lot of different hats. I got options. Okay, I got all types of hats, especially if it's the winter time. I throw a toque on. You know what I mean? Right. Like I said, I've done the whole my bonnet's on and it's under a toque. No one knew that until I told you guys that today. You know what I mean? Not saying that's something I do often. I think I did it once or twice. But what I'm saying is, like, I could throw something else on. If you want to retain moisture, as you guys said, quotations, slap that bonnet under your ball cap or something. Or, why is he laughing?
No. Sorry.
You lost me. But anyways. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people in the Caribbean rock their bonnets everywhere, to the market shop, you know, going to go get groceries, gonna go pick up their kids. They rock their bonnets. So, and anyways, I just wanted to ask your thoughts. It seems like we're kind of 50-50. Karina said, Kiki, you're cute no matter what you have on your head. Period. That's on period.
Period.
Oh!
Period.
Much love to you. Thank you so much, Karina, for that. Lorado said, get some good conditioner to retain moisture, girl. Okay. Well, there you have it.
We had someone and then they left.
So then here's the thing. If I just rocked my do-rag, then no one would say anything if I went to the airport in a do-rag versus a bonnet. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's not fair either.
Because I think it's just, I don't know. Is it the sleekness of the do-rag? Is it the
sweetness?
The sleekness.
Oh, the sleekness.
Like, it's just like, that's, okay. It's like a beanie.
Oh my God.
Wait though, but here's the thing though. But if somebody was if someone was wearing like that stereotypical like red, yellow, green, and black Rasta hat over their that thing over their dreads, no one's saying nothing about that. And that's basically, if it was silk, it'd be a bonnet. So there's that. I would say that definitely like a double standard there.
Tanya said it's been gentrified.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya says the patriarchy is real.
Oh.
Okay, well, it looks like we have Devin on here.
Finally. Hello, Devin.
Oh my goodness. That was it. That was fun, guys. Thanks for that.
It was. Oh, Devin, we can't hear you.
Maybe he's muted. Did he
mute muted himself? Or yes, if he's on a computer? No, he's on a Samsung. He said.
Hello, Devin. Welcome.
He's on a Samsung?
Yep.
I don't know why we can't hear him.
Well, while we work out our technical difficulties, anything else you guys came across this past week?
Have any of you guys seen Kwame Brown?
See that?
Oh boy.
Yeah. What do you want to say about it?
No, you go.
No, I just.
Listen, I feel for that guy. I don't care how much millions he made during his career. Like, I'm telling you, that guy has been clowned for the last 20 years.
Of course.
I feel it for that guy. Let me tell you something. I know what it's like to be the guy that's easy to tease, because I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the thing is, sometimes you sit there and you're joking, and then they say something and it hurts, and you can't. Now you look like an ass to go and be like, and then next thing you know, this guy's sensitive or this guy's whatever. Mm-hmm. I know what it's like.
Sounded like the Tasmanian devil.
Thank you. See what I mean? This is exactly my point.
Yeah. Anyway,
thank you.
Doesn't matter. Just saying. Sorry.
But no, for real. So this guy's there, and he hasn't said anything. They've been calling him a bust. He wasn't supposed to go 1 overall. Michael Jordan picked him 1 overall. Okay, this is the background. Kwame Brown was picked number 1 in the 2001 NBA draft.
Yeah.
He was the first high school student chosen number 1 in the draft. He was one of the first draft picks of Michael Jordan. So there's a lot of expectations on this kid. So this is before LeBron. This is before Dwight Howard. Even Kevin Garnett was picked 5th overall. He wasn't picked 1st overall.
Yeah.
And guys like Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is right now the highest paid sportscaster in all of sports media. and he's black. He literally made his career on clowning Kwame Brown. He never called him Kwame Brown. He called him Kwame Brown because he was underproducing. He wasn't doing what everyone was expecting him to do, being number one. But he never should have been picked number one. Michael Jordan was trying to say, hey, look at me. I'm smarter than everybody else as a businessman, not only as a player. And this guy was a sacrificial guy. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they laughed at him. This guy played 13 years. He had use in the league, but he maybe should have been a 15th pick, not a first pick. And he finally answered back, and he cussed everybody.
Everyone.
Everybody. And, this guy, and people are talking about, why is he only talking now? And then one of his teammates, Gilbert Arenas, had recently went on and was clowning him too. And he had enough. And he just really, but he said so much truth. He talked about black people, black men in the media going after other black men in the media. And a lot of them are being paid by white media. And that they're being suggested to do this. And they're doing it. And killing other people's careers and killing their reputations, for their profit and for the profit of these mega corporations. And it was really deep. And you never thought this guy had a voice because he hadn't said anything in the longest time. And I fully commend it. The one problem, I didn't like how much of the N-word he used, but you could tell that's just where he came from, right? That's nothing to say. But other than that, and then him talking about, Shaq couldn't back him down and things like, he helped Kobe get some of them points because of his pick and roll. It's like, dude, you gotta, even if you think it, don't say it.
Some of the things he said is not necessary.
So, but okay, so Greg says, if you want to shut down the media, go out there and perform. But if if you're a number one overall pick, they want you to score 20 points a night, 10 rebounds. If you're 6'11", they want you to get 10 rebounds and score 20 points. His career average was 6 and 5, that average will keep you in the league, but not as a number one pick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was said, did anyone watch the Red Table Talk about the divide between Black and Asians in America?
No, I've been meaning to watch that.
Me too. I saw a few clips, but I didn't watch the entire thing. Would you like to give us some insight on that, Karina?
Come on, Karina.
And it looks like we got Devin back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can he hear us?
What's going on with his end? Devin.
When I look here, there's a mute function.
I did add you.
Is he able to unmute himself or?
I can unmute him. I just unmuted him, so I don't know.
Karina, can you give us the point form of some of the things that it said?
Oops, let's see here.
I can't remember. I know there was something about because Lisa was on the Red Table, and she was saying that something about China has literally been doing it for decades, and those dynasties. I honestly can't remember, but it made sense for whatever she said. I just can't remember.
I don't know. I'd have to watch before I could really comment. I should watch it before I comment, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I will say most of the tensions that we have between any of the other cultures, any of the races, it's still colonialism's fault. Still imperialism's fault.
Yeah.
They literally tiered everything to the darkest, and then everybody that was ahead. Everybody that was ahead, it was like they're the worst. It was brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Yeah. If you want to create a system that you can walk away from and it'll perpetuate itself, brilliant. Because then as long as they're above you, they're good. As long as you're above you, they're good. and then they have access to the guy, and that guy is like, I don't know anything about racism. What are you talking about? You know, even when you look at Palestine and all that stuff, that's all imperialism. When you talk about the Crusades, that was the Brits going into the Middle East 600 years ago. You know, they were messing things up forever.
Yeah. Devin, you might have to try coming on your laptop if you have one available.
Was there something specific that he wanted to talk about? Maybe you could drop it in the comments and we can.
Well, one of the things that stood out to me was white supremacy is a system that is pitting minorities against each other. Exactly. But guess what? Here's the thing, Karina. Black people know it. We've been knowing it. Do you know what I mean? They've been knowing it. Like I've had some comments. I have some friends that you really have some conversations, and you talk. Some of the other. I have a friend, Chinese, that for the longest time she just wished she was white. For the longest time. And you look how rich the culture is. They know their names. They know all the things about themselves. That how many of us that aren't continental African people can say that you even know your name and you can go back, 200 years, right? So we know it. What happens in those cultures? They're looking at us like, hey, do what we do, and you can be like them too. And we're saying, we don't want to be like y'all.
Right.
We're good right here the way that we are. We don't want to be like you. We don't want to be like you. We want the freedom to be successful, to work in this capitalistic system.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Finally on?
Finally.
Welcome.
How you doing? How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Fantastic, my man.
First things first. I don't really talk like that. First things first. That's not how I talk.
Okay.
Hey, if you was, we were all for it.
Well, I'm glad to finally be
What
on.
do they say? Come as you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, no doubt. First, I'll say, you know what? Thanks for the invite. Yeah, I'm liking the show. Definitely liking the show.
Thank you.
And blessed the day I met you, Danny, on Twitch there, and started following.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me one moment here, okay?
Yeah,
no problem.
Tadia says, was Devin the guy from last week with the one-on-one with the black lady? Yes.
Yeah.
Tadia didn't let no time pass.
I don't know.
That was me. Hold on.
You ready?
That's the purpose of this call here.
Everyone, bathroom breaks and
we're gonna stretch.
get a drink, get some
People
popcorn.
out there like this. People making sure their power cord for their phone is
Take
good.
it in
I'll
white.
it out.
You got to make it sound so bacchanalic.
Trust me.
I was just asking.
Wait,
Hey,
should I?
I wait a week
Should I-
to hear this whole story, and now we're gonna get it.
Yeah, most
Hey.
definitely.
Thing in my cup?
So
Why not? Pour it up,
this
pour it up.
is gonna take some getting used to.
Of course.
This is actually the deepest I've been in social media. So I'm gonna have to get used to this, having a platform like this to talk to everybody.
All right. We ready, boss?
We're here
Nothing
to
that-
guide you along.
All right, I don't have to worry about no hook or buzzer, right? I can just spit, right?
Oh God! I'm worried. This is bad. Okay. All right.
Tanya said cracks knuckles. Tanya, I'm cracking knuckles with
Just want to
you.
make sure, right?
Yeah.
So first, I'll say my apologies. Chatting on a chat was the wrong platform for me. to make the point that I was trying to make, right? So, and I think the fact that the whole black girl talking about this black man with a woman, I think that took the minds, that was what everybody focused on, and it just drowned in my entire point. I mean, which makes sense, you know what I mean? But anyways, before I even get into that,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to address a few things that was on my mind from that last from your guys' chats. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
just getting over a cold right now. Okay.
No worries.
So, Danny, I know you had
Yeah.
some choice words for me, but I can't deal with. I can't deal with Mobby. Yeah, I just can't do it. All right, and like me not dealing with Mobby and my boy who can't deal with Plantain. I mean, I don't get that. It makes me want to like look into the science of the mind versus certain things. It just doesn't make sense, right? So I don't know how to figure that one out. You know. So, anyways, I can't remember the girl. I think her name was Priya. Priya, maybe.
Dang, you got a good memory.
Yo, this guy's serious.
And she made this. She referred to this term Gora.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Apparently it means Caucasians.
Yeah.
Am I right there?
Yep.
I've heard the term before. Yep.
So it came about when I mentioned that I skydived. Right? If you guys
Yes.
remember that.
Yes.
She said that was a Gora thing.
Yeah.
I replied to that and I said that to me is a conditioning, a mental conditioning. And I'll tell you why, where I was coming from. The only reason that I even think jumping out of a plane, skiing, skateboarding, what else we got? Mountain climbing, bungee jumping,
zip line, yeah.
The only reason that I even think that's a Gora thing is because growing up, it is only Caucasians that I saw doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean,
but it's also expensive stuff.
Yeah, that too, eh?
So you can use it, yeah.
So in my head, that's like the term, that's a Gora thing. So I'm just saying, and it's one of the reasons why I even said, you know what, I'm going to jump out the plane, because everybody around me and my circle of people then said, yo, what are you talking about? That's a white people thing, you know? Mm. But the only reason I think that I not to question it is because, you know, I'm conditioned. You know what I mean? It's another way to say that's how I'm going to break this mental change. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's deep too.
Yeah, because I mean, I know we talk about mental change when it comes to slavery and how we think about us as Black people, but I mean, you can stretch that to a lot of different things. So that is where I was coming from when I made my comment, right? So, and when I came to Edmonton, coming from Toronto, wow, that was how can I put this? That was culture blast, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I don't even know what camping is, but yeah, I'm standing out there in some tent. Only when I came to Edmonton, you know, worried about bears and coyotes and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to adjust that so she knows where I was coming from.
Right.
And it's the only reason. Well, I'm going to speak for myself, but I feel I'm confident about everybody else and all my other people's. I mean, that kind of stuff is a mental conditioning, you know.
I think so too, because I have friends, you know, who were born and raised in Edmonton, who are Black. You know, most of them come from Caribbean families, and everything that you listed and more, you know, they enjoy doing those activities. Like I have a best friend who lives out in Canmore, and actually right now she has a movement called Darken the Mountains, because, you know, growing up, she has been faced with a lot of similar comments about the type of activities that she enjoys doing. But these are activities that she's been doing since she was a little girl. You know what I mean? She loves skiing. She hikes, she ice climbs, she does it all, you know, she does yoga, you know, she moved to the mountains 5 years ago. And she's really trying to change that narrative.
Right,
so
right.
And you know, and I feel like it's now that I think more of us are starting to have the access to these activities. And not only that, like a lot of us, we're getting to the place where there's the access and even knowing about it, but then also like I'm willing to pay for this. Like I can afford, I can afford to do this. Whereas a lot of the times, some of those white things were things that we are just like, with all the things that I need to take care of and I need to do, I'm not spending my money on that, right? But then what we do is in a place like Edmonton, if you're not going to get the most out of this summer, like the short summer we have, like we're really missing the best part of being here. And if we're not going to take advantage of some of the things like, going skiing or even cross-country skiing or snowshoeing, doing something, like we're missing on the activities, we're missing on the experience, we're missing on the fitness that we get from all of these things. A lot of them didn't just start because, just because it was like, hey, let me just go and try and do it. A lot of them are tied to what life was like being in places like this that had snow for so long. And so it's a part of, I think it's cool that when we just break out and just like, I can do whatever I want.
Exactly. Right? And I think that's how it should be, point blank, period. I can do whatever I want. Yeah. Exactly.
And like, I think, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but, and I think certain mentalities and certain ways we think limits us to even explore what you're talking about right now, Tim.
Yes.
And we need to break away from this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Anything limiting, anything that puts us in a cage, just lock it off.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So I mean, I can totally appreciate her comment, and I get exactly what she means. But I wanted to put that out there, so at least we're thinking about it another way. At least there's another comment on top of what she said there.
Yo, watch this. Karina says, Devin, I can tell you're a Toronto man. Vaughan and Oakwood represent.
And Tanya said, all my water activities get side eyes, but it's always been a part of me.
That's right.
Heck, even being a dog lover, I've heard categorized as white.
Trust me, when I got my Clio, you know how many people they stand wouldn't even come to the door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. Back in Toronto, right? I miss it. When I moved to Edmonton, I'll be honest with you. All right. When I moved to Edmonton, it was the first time that I actually ever spoke on the phone with a Caucasian individual, like a full-on conversation.
Wow.
But yeah, back home. It was just my circle of people was just. There was a lot of black people. I knew a lot of other cultures, but like it was just mainly black people. And
yo, that's kind of dope. Still, that'd be nice when you're here. That would be really nice.
I'll tell you, I'm not. You know what? Okay, you know what? Let's the show. Okay, let's deal with the title of the show. Let's be real. When I came to Edmonton, I was frightened. I was. I heard you guys talk about the Calgary Stampede. I actually went there one time. And I brought my cousin from TO. By then, I was cool with with a different with an abundance of Caucasians around me, right? But my other cousin, he came down here, and the only thing that he's saying is, I don't know if you guys remember this movie, Get Out. You guys remember that movie?
Oh gosh!
But like the thing about it is, again, that was my limitation. You know what I mean? It was my ignorance. And I enjoyed myself. I mean, I love Edmonton.
That's dope. Still, that's dope, man.
It's done a lot for me. So.
There you go.
So,
I heard a guy say that some of the things that we can even that we can look at and say that they're even prejudices or stereotypes, a lot of them are just familiarity biases, right? Like this is what I know, and the things that I don't know, it's kind of like because they just don't know it. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just a familiarity bias.
So
my thing is, why not give it a try, and then if it's not for you, it's not for you, right? But then don't knock people who it is for. You know what I mean?
You 100%. I agree. Tim, you make a point that I want to branch off here on. There's I can't even say the word familiarity.
Yeah.
Now that there, in many circumstances, is turns into an individual being labeled as being racist.
It does.
So
it really can.
Now that you now that you put that out there, and we are labeling this a little bit there, or putting it under a category of, man, is there some of the individuals or who were calling racist because of some of the things they say or the stereotyping? Is it because they're being racist, or is it because, you know what? Well, that's what I saw on TV, and this is what I know.
Right.
That's a hey. That now, for me, of course, it's a. And personally, I'm careful. I actually want to believe the best of people. I actively want to.
Yeah.
So when I'm assessing situations, I'm really matching the information up against a bunch of like almost categories for me to know what it is, because then that's how I'll know how to move. You know how to move next. Do you know what I mean? Because there's sometimes people just like, this person just doesn't know anything about anything other than a few hundred kilometers around Edmonton.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's sometimes where there's some people where like there's certain things that are said that like it's not a coincidence, matched up with other parts of the ignorance. You know, and it's this big algorithm for us to know if we're safe or not. And that's another part of being black in some of these places, because sometimes people don't know anything, and some people know just enough added with their little nonsense and their little hate. And and I have no tolerance for any of that.
Okay.
If someone doesn't know, I'll teach them.
Okay.
Tim, why? Oh my God, Tim, why are you always wearing a sweater? It's warm in here. Actually, so guess what? My parents are born in my parents didn't know what snow looked like 45 years ago. And then they had me here. Do you really think that I've adjusted to this the way that you have? Because your parents likely came here in 1915, like 200,000 other European fleeing people. So you're used to this, and guess what? And I'm not yet. So when you're thinking about saying that to someone who looks like me, be really careful. And I do that at work, because people like some of these guys have never even been around a black guy before, and they want to kind of run through their playlist of what they know from what they've seen in media. Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna shut you.
Tanya has a comment here that says, had a coworker genuinely surprised I could swim. He was told that black folks' bones were too dense to float.
Wow. Like, right.
Pinned that under ignorance.
So if the wind blew and you're born on this island and you ended up in a thing of water, you'd die. Really? Surrounded by water? How can you swim? You live in Edmonton. I wouldn't step foot in the North Saskatchewan.
But that's what I was just about to say. You know what I mean? That would be my counterpoint. You ain't got no beaches here. If anyone should know how to swim, it should be people who live on an island.
Thank you. So my dad, in the Caribbean Sea, he only went ankle deep. That's it.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You know, I will say, so you make a point there that makes me kind of relook at the bombshell, or the girl that I was talking to, the woman, that I was talking to that day, right? So I mean, this is something that I'm gonna have to consider. However, to deal with the narrative, I won't consider it right now, you know. And I love that way of thinking, because that way of thinking, it's I mean, an easy way of putting it, it's being open-minded. You know, it keeps you away from being ignorant. It keeps you away from just labeling people, you know, or that's what I initially think, but maybe it could be this too type thing, you know. But so in regards to that bombshell that I dropped there last week. All right, so first I want to say here, okay, the situation surrounding when I came to this realization, it is in all actuality irrelevant, to the point that I'm trying to make, and I'll say and why I'm saying it's irrelevant, because this could have happened in any case. It just so happened that that's what we're talking about at that time, you know? And so obviously I'm not going to say her name, and I won't go into too much details, but however, the way she was talking about she's seen the black man with the white girl, and she had her opinions, and I will say this right now, okay? I'm totally 100% on board, you know, with the points that are made where that's concerned, and I'm in no way have rebuttals or anything about it. And so it's not about me having a rebuttal, it's about what I saw from this young lady, you know.
All right,
and
shoot it.
The way she was talking about this white woman who she doesn't know, you know, the way she was categorizing her to women from 18th century, you know, and the way she was comparing her to maybe all the experiences from white women that she experienced, maybe some kind of racism. So this woman in front of her represented every single thing that she went through. And this is my assumption, okay, based on the way she was speaking, you know. She don't care about no black people. She doesn't like the black culture. She's only there for the man has a big body. She don't know nothing about the black culture. Just carrying on, you know.
So hold on. So this is a white woman talking about another white woman?
This is a black woman.
Oh, sorry. It's a black woman. Okay.
Friend of mine
So the black woman. Hold on. So the black woman was talking about the white woman, and was basically saying that she didn't know much about black culture and anything about our lives as black people. Yeah, with her being a white woman,
she doesn't like black people. As far as she thinks, you know, she's racist. She thinks that you know, we can't do nothing in life. We should be shouldn't have certain jobs. Like, she just went off.
Well, now, did she say this about because she knew this person?
No, and that's the thing. She doesn't know this girl. These are two random people we saw. I was with her, and we just saw a random couple.
Oh,
it happened
there we go. Oh, snap.
A white woman. You know, she didn't like that. So hence the reason why I said, okay, you know what? She's probably carrying on, and I used the word hate, you know. Now I'm going to check myself when I say that word hate, only because of the point that you brought up tonight about familiarity. Right? Yeah. But that's where I came from. I'm like, yeah, you're just hating on the girl because she's with a black man, and you don't even know the girl, right? True. So what I realized, okay, now in how many certain situations is it reversed where it's maybe it's a white person speaking about a black woman or man in that manner, you know, just being so ignorant, doesn't even know anything, just making.
Whoa, okay, wait. Now, I think that when in the situations reversed as a white person, I could guarantee you that they don't know anything. That's a guarantee, because as black people in Canada, as black people in places where where there's a considerable amount of white people, you have to be a pro at white people. You have to be a pro at working you have to know. You have to understand them in a way that they don't have to understand us. So when a white person starts talking about black people, I can almost safely guarantee that they don't know what they're talking about. So I won't view a black woman's. There's white people that have never had a conversation with a black person that'll say a whole bunch of things about black people. But if a black woman starts talking about a white woman, she's dealt with 1,000 of them. And she's dealt with 1,000 of the attitudes.
So that's true, right? But that still doesn't give her a reason to.
Right. So here's this.
As Devin says, hate on that person, because point blank period.
I don't think she's hating. When she sees it, she's not. I don't think she's hating on the person.
You think she was generalizing?
I think she's talking about the phenomena, not the person of the girl.
Well, hear this, right? Hear this, and so if we forget forget all the words and forget all that. And if we just think about how you're in your heart and in your mind, just viewing that person in front of you.
Right.
Yeah.
And
judging a book by its cover.
yeah. So like, you know what, I'll tell you this. Before I came to Edmonton, right? When I was in Toronto, and so you know what? Let me start. When I came to Edmonton, I don't know anything about Native people, Native individuals. I've seen two Native individuals that I know were Native in my entire life in Toronto, and they were down the street. They're on Queen Street there. They were drunk, bust up lip, and blah blah blah. And then after whatever I learned in history class. So when I came here to Edmonton, my dad took me to this bar, and we seen this native man, and I'm like, and I'm staring at him, man.
Why?
And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna get to this.
Okay.
And my dad said, and I'm like, Dad, is that a Native guy? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, holy shit. Oh, I'm not to swear. But
sure.
So I'm like, holy shit. And I'm staring at the man, right? Because I've got a certain conditioning of what I know and what I've heard.
And he wasn't fitting. He wasn't fitting that.
You know what I'm trying to say? It didn't fit it.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? And it didn't, and you know what happened? The man looked at me, and here the look that he gave me. The same look and attitude that when I was in the bus in Toronto, when I'm sitting there in my nice clothes, you know, I'm on my way to work, my dress pants, my dress shirt, and this white woman or somebody's looking at me like, and I'm like,
who's
what? You never seen a black person look nice?
Right.
That's the look the man gave me. Yo, it was a shock to me.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? It was, and this will be the first time when I said, yo, am I unconsciously as bad as those that I'm condemning?
Woo.
Right? So what I'm trying to say, right? Forget what can specifically be said by a Caucasian about a black man, or by a black man to a Caucasian. Forget all that, and just this mentality is what I'm zoning in on, you know. And with this girl, I'm like, look, I know personally, if a white person started talking about you in any kind of way, it doesn't have to be specifically what you're saying about this white woman, but if they were saying it in their own ways about you, not knowing who you are, a whole heap of stereotype and racism and blah 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 is gonna start coming out. So I'm thinking here, I'm like, so again, I'm open-minded in that whole algorithm thinking that you're talking about. That this is the way I think, you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm saying, I'm like, yo, are you not as bad? And this is where the call out part comes. I'm like, are you not as bad as this person that you're carrying on about? And for all you know, this individual ain't nothing like that, and it's far more open-minded than you're being right now. So with the girl, so the point is that I guess there's two parts of my point that I was making. One, obviously, it's going to bring discussion, and two is that while we're fighting that fight in any walks of our life, we do have to make sure that we are not getting so caught up in the fight and so caught up in what we know about history and so caught up in what we don't appreciate and so caught up in how sophisticated racism and slavery has become and all that we're aware of, so caught up to the point that it turns us into what we're fighting. Exactly. And that's the point. Hold up.
Interesting.
Hold on.
Very.
How you doing, brother? What's going on?
Interesting.
Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. What's going on?
I think as I fight my fight, I'm still allowed to speak the truth of my own experience. I agree with that.
Definitely.
I hear that.
Yep.
So basically, tying the two together, it's like the truth might not be pretty, but it's the truth. If my truth is this,
sorry guys,
if the truth is this, I'm going to speak it. And if that, you could take that whatever way you choose,
right? Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and you know what? I am a firm believer of that, and I mean, I can give you a situation that I'm a firm believer of that, an experience. But however, before I go, that is, and I hope this clears up the narrative that I was making, and you understand why it's safe to get this situation. It was a realization that, look, I think you're treading that line, and I only came to that conclusion because, look, you nor myself, we don't know that man and we don't know that woman. I mean, that's my point.
Yeah. No,
and I think not only, and I'm not talking about everybody else. I mean, this is myself included, and I'm guilty of this as well too. You know what I mean? Well, we get to a point where we cross that line, and if anybody you're dealing with that crosses that ignorant line, where exactly are they gonna get with you? I'm not even listening to that man. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So is it possible? And I don't 100%. I'm on board with the point that I'm going to make.
Oh boy!
The question.
Careful, sir. Careful.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm just going to say I'm not 100% on board with the question I'm going to ask. However, if we're going to be real here and we're going to be open-minded, you need to consider everything. You know what I mean? Your algorithm ain't gonna be perfect unless you consider everything. So the question is it possible? Is it possible that at some level, why there isn't as much of a breakthrough as we want to be could be because, you know what? Well, I don't really want to hear what you have to say because I don't like the way you're coming off. You know what I'm trying to say? And the way you're coming off right now makes me react in a certain way. And now all of a sudden we're arguing. Now all of a sudden I don't really care where you came from. I don't really care what you went through. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, get over it. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
I mean, and you know what?
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, I think we have to be stewards of the message we have to give. I do believe that. You do have to be, like, you have to actually take care of the message. If you have something to say, you can go and scream it and yell it, or you can deliver it in a method that people can understand.
Delivery. It's the delivery.
No, I do hear you. When you're out with your peoples and you have one man in the crew that's he's hot, you know what I mean, and you're about to approach somebody, listen, I need to get this guy to understand what I'm not feeling about how he's acting. You know what? What are you gonna do? Because you're trying to achieve something here. You're gonna look at your boy and you're gonna be like, look, just cool for a moment here, okay? Let me talk to this man so I can get my point across. Because the moment that man gets hot, everything crumbles.
Right.
And your message will never be delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a tough one, boss.
Comments here quickly. Yeah. Tanya said, I think her comments are based on statistics. Sorry. In reverse, the stereotypes are entrenched in a desire to maintain the status quo. Keep the image of the Black community
I tried to
tainted. She said, I think what you're describing, sir, is more of the policing and conditioning. The idea that I am required to deliver it in a manner that is palatable to the offender rather than in a manner that reflects my truth is really some sick conditioning.
So I will, fair enough. There's no wrong in that response. Mm-hmm. When you look at the situation a certain way. And the question that I would have, just so I can buy into this response 100%, is that, are we saying that this Black woman is speaking from statistics, because I mean, like, where are we getting that point from? Like, how do we know this? Or how does I mean, I can answer that question. I know her, right? But how is it known right now that she's speaking from statistics to be able to speak the way she's speaking about this individual?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I have to question, is that a good point to make to defend this black woman for how she went on? And that's, again, being open-minded. But I understand her point, because that is a reality.
I am gonna say I like how you said the word individual, because at the end of the day, even though, you know, that person is grouped with a certain race, at the end of the day, she is still an individual. She still does have an individual identity. So yeah, and I think that's kind of what you're leaning towards, is, you know, you're kind of separating, I guess, what Tanya is saying, the statistics from the individual, right? Because Tanya is saying that there are these statistics that exist. These are things that we've
100%.
seen and occur over time. But then there's that line between, you know, certain things that we have all experienced as Black people, and things that we've witnessed, you know, from different races or different groups. But there's still individuality. And I think that's what you're kind of focused on, is like, why is it that she feels the need that she can just group this person, you know, under one category and totally not look at the person as an individual? Is that sort of where you're coming from? That's kind of what I'm getting based off of what you're saying.
Yeah, yes, you are correct. However, in to add to it, is there is a level of ignorance, and the ignorance is, I know nothing about that person, you know, but here I am.
And I think that's where Tanya is talking about the statistics.
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
Not talking about
two different things, because you're watching the person as an individual. Like, how is it you know that this person isn't this or isn't this or isn't this?
So to entertain Tanya's point, right? To entertain and so it rings 100% true. The narrative of the story will have to be that, yeah, you know what, my friend, she's got mad statistics and she's confident about it. I'm confident that she knows these statistics, and you know what, she can draw any one of her statistics. She can draw a conclusion to this individual, this white woman that she's speaking about, because you know what, she knows her. I grew up with her. You know, they grew up together. So you know what, I can draw this statistic and I can place it on her, because I know, because she knows that's how she is. You know, that would make Tanya's point 100% accurate. So and that's why it's
wait, no, I don't think it does. I don't think it does, because Tanya's assuming that she doesn't know the person. But
sorry,
I could be wrong. But
and Tanya said it's what that individual represents. It's what she was representing.
Which individual?
But here's the thing, like I have my thoughts about when I see that, but it always gets tempered with, you know, that I still don't know them. Because
that's my point.
No, hold on. No, but here's the thing. I only can say that because I do know, like, I have my brother is married to a white woman. She's a fantastic woman. She's a great woman. They work extremely well together. I've never asked my brother, hey, back in the 90s, was she like one of those girls that just liked black guys? Or did you know, the way that I see them and the way that I've always kind of they were just two humans that just synced up and stayed together for a really long time, right? Now, if I was going to guess, I'm pretty sure that my brother is the first black person she'd ever been with. But they just really work. Now, but the thing is, then there's the other ones that I've seen. There's the other ones that I've seen, and that there's the stereotypical one that I've seen, right? And you know what it is when you see it. Even at that, you don't know them, but if you're throwing it out there that it looks like that, then that's what people are going to comment on. Do you know what I'm saying? So, my thing is, like, I think people should love who they want and what they want, but I think that it's not even the white woman I care about. It's more like the black man. If you're gonna be with somebody who doesn't really know where you're coming from, who doesn't who doesn't really understand where your sister and your mother are coming from when they run into other black women, it's not just about having this black man, but when if you're going to be with someone who doesn't really care about this huge side of you that you have to deal with, for me, it's the black man that needs to talk it to. Don't give a crap about, it's like, why would you put yourself in that situation in this world? Why would you put your children in that situation in this world? Do you know what I mean? It's not like, you're going to talk about the white woman, cool. Sure, she could be that one. But if a black man is going to go in with someone who doesn't know anything about, I've done it. And it nearly drove me. I was like, what am I doing? Everything that I care about, it's an explanation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so, you know what? My bad. The chat I got disconnected for some reason. So I didn't catch a lot of what you said there, Tim.
I was ranting. It's okay.
So I just think and Kiki, is that right?
Yeah, Kiki, you got it.
So I'm glad that you brought up this thing about individual. Here's a question: if anybody, doesn't matter, white, black, or whatnot, seen you for the first time in life, regardless of what they know about your culture, or let's say they knew you were a Christian, what they know about your religion or whatnot, right? To what extent can they speak about you in confidence?
But people do it all the time.
Be confident.
Oh, a ton.
People do it all the time.
A ton. They'll have a ton of confidence too.
My question is not about what people do, right? Okay, what would you accept? Maybe I'll ask that one. That they can confidently say about you right now, where you wouldn't be like, I don't.
Okay, hold on.
Really say
hold on a second.
Because at the end of the day, people gonna say.
You see, so and this,
right?
And I get, you know what?
But I get what point you're trying to get at. I get what point you're trying to get at.
Here's the thing, though. We're usually the absolute best at doing that right. We're doing the best.
That doesn't make it the thing to do.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure, but you know what I mean. We can start a campaign for black people to stop doing that. When we do it, it means nothing. It means nothing. When they do it, I don't get into school. I don't get into a job. I don't get this. I don't get this, that. When I do it, what? We sit on a podcast and talk about it. They don't get the pass. They have to learn it.
Right.
We get. You know what I'm saying? We get to do that because we're right where we do it. We're watching their every single move. We know their moves better than they do because we've had to for our survival here.
So if you were to have your point directed at, because we're not talking about a group right now, we're going to talk about an individual. I mean, what of all that we know about your people?
Here's the thing. For me, I may not do exactly what she did, but I'm just definitely gonna not falter for it. I won't falter for it. I won't do it. I know. I know enough that in my experience, I know that not everyone is exactly what she's thinking. I literally know that. I've seen them. I've met them. I know them.
So
but
now,
I'm not faulting her for, because I get if she met somebody like me, it would prove it wrong.
You understand where it's coming from.
So that point that you make, right? That you did mention, because you know this person. So it sounded like whoever you're gonna speak about, that individual.
I do.
And you know what? And that, okay, I get it.
And that's my privilege. That's literally a privilege. To know them.
And I get that, and I don't feel, and it's a fair point. But however, I don't feel that privilege is being questioned or attacked. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna read a comment here, and we do gotta wrap up here soon.
Right. But me and Deborah gonna be on the phone.
I think if you felt this strongly about this, you should have cut the conversation with the black lady and go introduce yourself to the white lady. Take one for the team.
Wow. You know what? That could have potentially changed her narrative.
Something for you to ponder on, maybe if you ever find yourself in a similar situation. But no, I think there's lots here for us to think about. And Devin,
thank you for that.
So much for coming and giving us the full scoop.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You have the memory of an elephant.
My pleasure.
For real, respect. Thank you for coming on, my man.
Thanks for having me, guys. And I appreciate all the comments out there.
And we appreciate you coming through and supporting. I think this is the longest episode we've done yet.
That's definitely what it is. Right?
I mean, it's a good way to wrap up before
this finale was serious.
So, we appreciate you guys, Real Navy. Thank you so much for all of your support. We'll be back. Bigger and
much love
better.
to y'all.
All right, everybody, bless.
Thank you so much.
More love.
Our girl Danny is having a little bit of technical difficulties, but she's behind the scenes. She was the one throwing up, all the comments, and she's here and listening.
Shout out.
So, big up to Danny. And Tim, you got anything you want to say before we wrap this one up?
I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this, being a part of the conversation. We all love to talk, and we love to talk with you. Thank you, and look forward to bigger and better things the next season.
Oh, one thing I would like to mention, we are now on YouTube. So if there's any episodes that you've missed, you can go and check out the Let's Be Real YEG page on YouTube. Go check out our videos. You can leave comments there. As you guys know, we also have our Facebook page. So if you have any topics or anything that you'd like us to discuss when we return from our little summer break, you can do that. So again, we appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. And everyone have a good night. Continue to stay safe. And we'll see you guys soon. Real Navy out.
All right, guys. Take care.
Night.
Later.